What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Run My Crypto. I'm coming to you guys today so we can talk about cryptocurrency projects that are actually reasonable to get in, that can make you some actual gains in this bull run. I know everybody does not have a lot of money to invest in cryptocurrency, but this is not financial advice. This is just some education to help you guys make some money in cryptocurrency in 2024. We're going to talk about the details where it takes to get invested in cryptocurrencies that have some maximum potential, and we've seen some significant gains in these specific cryptocurrency projects that can take you guys to actually making some money in crypto, especially if you don't have a whole lot to invest in. I am going after you guys today to help you make some money out of one of the biggest wealth exchanges in history that's going to be coming in this 2024-2025 bull run for cryptocurrency. So make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's talk about it today. Let's get deep into the pockets of cryptocurrency. Let's go. So first of all, not too many people have a lot of money to put into cryptocurrency, and I get that. So, and it's not accessible to just everybody. So obviously, you know, United States, if we look at the economics behind the United States and investors in the United States, it's a lot easier to set aside some money and actually get into investing in something like cryptocurrency. But I do understand that the United States is probably one of the toughest countries to live in, because you pay the cost to be where you're at, right? So we pay a lot of money in taxes. We pay a lot of money to, basically the cost of living is pretty high. So it's kind of hard for, you know, the average 70% of people that, you know, are out there to be able to go beyond, you know, paying for what you have to pay for, and then being able to invest in something like cryptocurrency on the side. But if we don't make these sacrifices to get into something that could actually potentially make us some massive money, we're going to miss the opportunity, right? So what I wanted to do is bring forth some projects that I think, you know, will do, you know, significant moves, because number one, we're going to talk about, you know, their current market caps, where the market caps are sitting for these specific projects. Not only that, we're going to dig into, you know, why there is so much utility behind these cryptocurrency projects that I talk about, you know. And this is essentially for, you know, maybe there's some investors that have been watching YouTube for the last 2 years, and, you know, they're trying to figure out a way how to get into cryptocurrency, or, you know, maybe you're already in, but, you know, you're going after meme coins in your mind. You know, the meme coins are going to be the ones that give you these crazy payouts when it comes to, you know, return on investment for cryptocurrency. And yeah, that's true. But essentially, there's, you know, the projects with a lot of zeros can make you a lot of zeros. But the problem is that, you know, picking the right one is like picking a needle in a haystack. You know, you really got to get lucky when it comes to that. But, you know, there are projects that are, you know, they're a little bit, some of them are a little bit high on the price per token, but for them to come from different stages. So if we take, for example, you know, something like Internet Computer that was sitting at $3 and is now, you know, in the range of $10 to $12, you know, and we're still essentially in a bear market because we have not really got into the heights of the bull market. We still have, you know, the Bitcoin having so on and so forth to come, which I believe we're going to take this bull run into 2025, guys. So, you know, I'm thinking maybe, you know, summer of 2025, we might see the bull run just kind of start to go into that bear market mode. But, you know, there's a lot of room for opportunity to dollar cost average into projects. And what I mean by dollar cost averaging is, I mean, taking whatever you could simply afford on a weekly basis or a bi-weekly basis, or heck, even a monthly basis. You know, we always find ways to do things, and I get it, you know. So what we do is naturally we'll find money to go out, have some fun, you know, beers with the bros, drinks with the gals, you know, dinner for the family. There's things that we do, you know, new pair of Jordans, stuff like that. We find ways to essentially reward ourselves for the hard work that we put in. But how about, you know, rewarding yourself on an investment that could gain you some significant gains? Like, say, you know, in a matter of a month, you spend $300-400 on, you know, stuff that you probably shouldn't have spent money on, or maybe you feel like, oh, I could have done without it. And you look at it and you take those $400 and you do that by multiplying it by 60 or 40 or 50. You know, that's where you could actually turn some huge money into some huge money, right? So look, so what I'm saying is $400 may not seem a lot, but it does seem a lot depending on what type of lifestyle you live. But if you do an investment with that and you can return, 40x or 50x or 60x on that money, and imagine if you did that repeatedly for the next, 6 to 8 months, you live like no one else so that you could live like no one else. What I'm saying is you sacrifice and you do the things that, opposite of what everybody's doing, spending money and finding ways to have fun, and you sacrifice that and you put that into an investment and you dollar cost average, you take that money, you put it into an investment or a couple investments, especially in cryptocurrency, because the volatility is so huge. This is where you provide yourself with an opportunity to do something that could help you gain money in an exponential way. Now, if you just did that for the next 6 to 8 months, imagine how much money you could be already invested in some cryptocurrency projects that, have the ability to put out those 20, 30, 40, 50 X's. These are the tokens you want to look for. My root number that I look for projects to try to do is around a 30 to a 60x. 60x's are, pretty hard to find. When you get into people saying that, cryptocurrency projects are going to do 100x, those are the rare diamond in the rough projects that really got to be, in tune. There's a lot of work that goes into trying to find this, and half of it is luck. Half of it is luck to get a project to do 100x and not knowing that, if it's going to do it or not. And with like most of the projects that I have listed, on the actual thumbnail, these are projects that are truly essentially projects that I think that could do these 30, 40, 50x gains in this bull run. And investing in some of these might be an idea for you to be able to look at, as far as being able to create some some good return on investments for you. I mean, depending on how much money you have is going to be the amount of life-changing play that you're going to have. So if you're willing to sacrifice and dump some mega money into these projects, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be a ton of money. If you could get 3-4 projects with about 6 to 10 grand in there, I mean, that is really, that's going to change your lifestyle. Even 5 grand with about 3-4 projects will do some lifestyle changes. I mean, that could essentially, investing that type of investment, like 5 grand, to give you the idea of investing like 5 grand into a cryptocurrency project, you could essentially make, 200 grand, or, even a year's worth of salary at 100 grand with just 5 grand. And, everybody we look at, wanting these $1 million, and, there's so many cryptocurrency stories about people investing like $100-200 and making, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And that's possible, but you'd have to be in like literally prior to the coin being listed, and then prior to everybody adopting into that coin. And, it takes a lot to still accomplish something like that. Now, if you have, the understanding that, there's a couple things that you could look at to identify what cryptocurrency projects could actually do some massive moves, then you're putting yourself in an area that you could say, hey, I'm throwing in 3-4 thousand into, 3-4 projects. And I know without a doubt that these projects are going to do some major moves, right? Because you have the last 90 days to be able to see, like, if you look at the projects that are listed, you look at Caspa, you look at Internet Computer, you look at, Jasmy coin, you look at Gala Games. There's so many projects that literally have made some massive gains in the last 90 days. Veracity, and so on and so forth. But here's the thing, understanding the value of the project is really what's going to give you that return on investment. So necessarily, how do you identify what is value in cryptocurrency? Well, let's take a look at Internet Computer, right? So Internet Computer, the last 90 days went from $3 to about, anywhere around 17, 16, 18 bucks, I think, as a high. Why did it do that? Because it has one of the biggest utilities for the entire cryptocurrency space. They're focused in on Web3 decentralized network for the entire cryptocurrency space. And they could also bring in Bitcoin and Ethereum to be able to be copied onto their platform through their canisters. And then not only that, they're working on ERC20 tokens, which there's about 450,000 ERC20 tokens they could have the ability to come live onto or be copied into Internet Computer. Now, other than that, they have a huge ecosystem with huge developers focusing in on decentralized social media platforms, decentralized exchanges. They're pretty much 100% all decentralized, working to control the crypto space. So there's going to be a lot of utility for this cryptocurrency token, and it goes beyond that. I mean, probably this is going to be one of the biggest projects in the history of cryptocurrency. Then you look at something like Jasmy coin, right? So Jasmy is focusing on, you know, Internet of Things, IoT, essentially data democracy. Now they're looking into like DPIN, where they're going to be able to utilize big companies to use Jasmy token to be rewarded. I got a huge update for them. There should be another Jasmy video coming out for me with the huge update. And then you look at Caspa, you know, the next Bitcoin, but with faster transaction rates, with actually being, so Bitcoin's focus was to be, you know, basically a digital currency that had value, you know, it's digital cash. Caspa achieved beyond what Bitcoin was looking to achieve. So that is a huge project. And then, you know, you look at Veracity, where they're basically becoming the YouTube of decentralized web-based software. So, you know, if I look at Veracity, you know, they have Vera Views, the Vera Wallet, and then, you know, Vera Ads. So when I look at Veracity, I'm looking at them as like pretty much 100% YouTube, right? You could upload content, you know, there's marketing, there's ads, there's monetization in there. So, I mean, this is huge. I mean, right before our eyes, we're seeing cryptocurrency projects basically turn you know, Web3 decentralization into reality, right? So these are huge, important assets to Web3 decentralization. So there's tons of utility behind these coins. There's tons of information. There's tons of like a long list of use cases that could take us to the next, you know, 2-3 decades using these cryptocurrency projects. So when I think about how new these cryptocurrency projects are, and I think about how much value in the long run these cryptocurrency projects can take us, you know, as far as, you know, the next big revolution of internet, and that is, you know, specifically these coins that we're talking about. So, you know, if you have a few thousand now and you invest and you take profits about, you know, 75% of everything you put in, you're going to make some big money in this next bull run. You know, and the thing is not to take all of your investment out. You know, you want to leave anywhere from, you know, 15% to 20%. Depending on how much you made in this bull run, you know, or you could take profits, and then, you know, when we get into that bear market, when it gets super low, you take that value of 20% or 15%, you dump it back into the project, especially if you think the project is going to be super big going forward. I mean, we'll see the results, you know, of this bull run and see how huge the impact was for these projects. You know, so you'll start to look at, you know, these projects, and then you have to reflect and think, is this project going to do, you know, better than the previous year? And that's the type of mentality, is that you want to go with projects that, you know, are outperforming themselves year after year and, you know, decade after decade. And that's what's essentially, you know, gonna give you the best rewards. I mean, you want to get to a point where you ride cryptocurrency wave, like back in 1970s when the stocks came out and people were buying McDonnell Douglas and so on and so forth. You look at these old time investments, and the people that stuck with it are, you know, millionaires, and it didn't take but a couple 30 years or so to be able to see those realized gains. But with cryptocurrency, you know, we're talking 4-year periods to see realized gains. So what in the regular stock industry, we could see 30 years significant value, but with cryptocurrency, we cut that almost less than half. At 12 years, you could essentially be in that same position that it took them 30 years to be able to invest in. So that's the beauty of cryptocurrency, is understanding, you know, the entirety of cryptocurrency to be able to pick these investments that are going to knock it out the park for you with just a little bit of money. So my recommendation is to dollar cost average for the next 6 to 8 months. If you can't drop lump sum amounts into projects, I would dollar cost average everything that you could set aside to be a winner in cryptocurrency, guys. Make sure you guys check out my Patreon, guys. The link in the description for the 10x squad, so we can boost your projects to 10x and, you know, figure out a game plan, how to get you an exit strategy with massive gains that you would not believe that you can make. So hit it, link is in the description. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next video.